Welcome, everyone. You are now in tune to the Afro Mosaic Health Guide, coming to you live from the studio of AM 530 here in beautiful Toronto. Afro Mosaic Health Guide is brought to you by
Radio Leaf and B&D Claims.
Afro Mosaic Health Guide. It's simply the best and most informative, reliable health talk show in North America.
Good evening and welcome to the Afro Mosaic Health Show. I am Dave Williams.
We'll be right back after this short break.
Five-star music, E-money. Every day, every time when I think of the many things God do. Body wanna misbehave, but man got to be manself. I look at me and I see all the good things so many people they wish. Oh my God, how come you love me like this? Now I am the one among the all, everybody wanna ping. On Facebook, even for Twitter, all my ladies wanna tweet. I never know, say maybe the one you waiting so long to see. Now I know. Had it been, I know. I'm married to it, I'm married to it. Had it been, I know. I'm another sister. Had it been, I know. I'm a do what I want to do. Had it been, I know. Had it been, I know. Now with the sight and the eyes, everybody done they realize. Even those where they criticize, people now don't realize. We break, we bounce when we fly, no limitations, oh nah. All of them don't they feel me, call me, say get to see what's up. Had it been what on the rivers, if on the be what's up. Had it been, I know I forgot it, some few other things come up. I never know, say maybe the one you waiting so long to see. Now I know. Had it been, I know.
Hello and welcome to the Afro Mosaic Health Guide, where health and legal experts talk about issues that matters. According to Public Health Agency of Canada, unintentional injuries represent a significant public health issues for Canadians at all stages of life courses. Injuries is the leading cause of hospitalization for children, young adults, and seniors, and is a major cause for disability and health in Canada. Injuries and their associated outcome not only harm the affected individual, but also affect families, friends, care providers, and the health system. In 2004, for example, the economic burden of injuries in Canada was estimated at $19 billion. Although many falls do not cause injuries, 1 out of 5 falls does cause a serious injury such as broken wrist, arm, ankles, hips, and head injuries. These injuries can make it hard for a person to get around, do everyday activities, or live alone independently. Today, we will learn what to do if you or someone you love is seriously hurt in a slip and fall. We will also look at the responsibilities of homeowners, business owners, and municipalities in regards to keeping their property safe, and we will also look at limitations to filing slip and fall claims in Ontario. Of course, we will take your question on these topics. Just call us at 1-800-590-7287 or 416-734-0424. You can also join the conversation on Facebook or Twitter. First up, with the legal representative, is Afro Mosaic Health Guide Personal Injury Expert Attorney Albert Conforzi.
Good evening. I'm Albert Conforzi. I'm a senior personal injury litigator. I've been practicing law for almost 31 years now. According to Ontario law, it's the responsibility of stores or businesses or private property owners or municipalities to ensure the safety of people that go onto their premises. In the event of municipalities or cities and premises liability cases, there are special rules that can apply. But generally in Ontario, the law dictates that claims for slip and fall accidents must be filed within 2 years. I do say specifically that there are special rules for cases involving municipalities and cities, and if you are injured on a sidewalk or on municipal premises of any sort, you should immediately seek out the assistance of a lawyer in order to assist you in notice to the municipality, which has to be made within 10 days of the event. So if our listeners have been involved in a slip and fall accident, what should they do? In my view, it's prudent for them to do a couple of things. The first is to make sure that they seek medical attention as soon as possible for the nature of their injury. It doesn't make much sense to go and see your lawyer first and then your doctor second. So go and see your doctor. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself, and make sure that the nature of the problem that you have is going to be something that is not going to be gone by the next day, if I can put it that way. And if that's the case and you've suffered serious injury, an injury that's going to be bothering you for some period of time, then I would advise you to go and see a lawyer and find out whether or not there is going to be compensation that can be claimed on your behalf. It's not always going to be the case. A case or a claim should be brought against a property owner, but in consultation with a lawyer, at least you're going to have the facts reviewed and identified whether or not there is additional evidence that needs to be brought forward in order to successfully bring a claim. And that's something that can only be done in consultation with your lawyer.
We will be right back with personal injury expert, attorney Albert Conforzi, to talk about special problems with respect to slip and fall accidents in Ontario.
Afro Mosaic Health Guide. It's simply the best and most informative, reliable health talk show in North America.
You are listening to the Afro Mosaic Health Guide radio show. You can listen live online at am530.ca via satellite by dialing 712-432-8437. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And to send your comment, visit us at www.amhg.ca/radio. For more information about our health navigation services, call us toll free at 1-800-590-7287. You're listening to the Afro Mosaic Health Guide radio show live on Radio Ali.
I love how you move your body. Come, shorty, walk it for me. I'm just standing, nothing to say, cause your lips them look so good like plenty cherry. You lift and you drop it for me. Oh la la, mama, fit to pete. So you on the road yesterday, the rhythm your waist up like two lele. Cause I must get that taste of that waist, mama, before I die. Just give me where you never give nobody, don't be shy. I know all of them who watching, they go talk. But when they talk, we go tell them, I don't know about you. But when I don't in the band, me and a woman, and me chanting, no nana. She dancing to Afro soca. I don't know about you. But when I'm on the road and I'm in the boat, you know I'm not sober. She grip me like I'm all over, got me chanting. Begging for more, bumper soft like butter cocoa. I grind and I walk up for so till she friends and them ballin', they want to chito. I ride her just like a moto, rev it up then I ready to go. I love how she roll and she flow, got a bumper and rosy like pink moscato. I must get a taste of that waist, mama, before I die. Just give me where you never give nobody, don't be shy. I know all of them who watching, they go talk. But when they talk, we go tell them, I don't know about you. But when I don't in the band, me and a woman and me chanting, no nana. She dancing to Afro soca. I don't know about you, but when I'm on the road and I'm in the boat, you know.
Afro Mosaic Health Guide is brought to you by Radio Leaf and B&D Claims.
We're back with personal injury expert, attorney Albert Conforzi, to talk about problems with respect to slip and fall accidents in Ontario.
In order to succeed in these types of cases, it's going to depend on where the slip and fall accident happened and how it happened. You have to be able to prove negligence on the part of the property owner for allowing a hazardous condition to exist, and in a situation where there is potential for injury to occur. In order to do that, it can be as simple as taking pictures of the area as soon after the accident happens. Most people carry cell phones with them these days, or are with people who have cell phones, and those cell phones are equipped with very good cameras, and it doesn't take very much in those circumstances to take a picture of an area of sidewalk, for example, that might be covered in ice and snow. If you don't do it at that time, the problem that can happen is that by the time you go back several days later, there's been a thawing that's happened, and the sidewalk is no longer covered with ice and snow. And in those circumstances, it's very difficult to convince the city in that particular example of the fact that they have failed to meet their obligations to make sure that the sidewalk is clear or reasonably clear enough for people to use. Contributory negligence. I once heard someone use the expression, does that have any application in this particular case? Contributory negligence deals with your own responsibility for what happened and whether or not you contributed to the injury by not properly looking out for your own safety, or not wearing proper footwear, or not paying attention, amongst other things. Whenever these types of cases are brought, an element of contributory negligence is raised by the other side, and the answer to it will lie in how much information and documentation we can bring to the event by way of witness statements or photographs that take into account what the circumstances were at the time, what your footwear was at the time, how reasonable it was in the circumstances. However, having said that, if you weren't walking where you were going and you stepped off a curb and fell as a result, the reality is that you will be found to be contributorily at fault, and that means that your damages will be reduced by a percentage of your contribution. Hi, it's Albert Conforzi here, and I'd like to thank the Afro Mosaic Health Guide for giving us the opportunity to provide information to the community on issues that matter.
Afro Mosaic Health Guide is brought to you by
Radio Leaf and B&D Claims.
Afro Mosaic Health Guide. It's simply the best and most informative, reliable health talk show in North America.
We'll be right back after this short break.
As you can see, discover where Johnny is. There is no way we will not see you. Is that not Johnny?
World Health Watch is brought to you by B&D Claims.
This is Beverly John reporting from Afro-Mosaic Health Guide, World Health Watch. The topic tonight is on climate change. Representatives of 195 nations reached and approved a landmark climate accord in Paris on December 12, 2015. For the first time, the accord commits nearly every country to lowering planet-warming greenhouse gas emissions to help stave off the most drastic effects of climate change. The deal is a historic breakthrough on an issue that has foiled decades of international efforts to address climate change. Traditionally, such agreements have required developed economies like the US to take action, but exempted developing countries like China and India from such obligations. This accord changes the dynamic by requiring action in some form from every country, rich or poor. The accord achieved one major goal. It limits average global warming to 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial temperature and strives for a limit of 1.5 degrees Celsius, if possible. On a global level, keeping the planet's temperature rise to less than 1.5 degrees by the end of this century would mean a massive weaning off coal and other fossil fuels that are putting heat-trapping gases into the atmosphere. That will be a challenge in some rapidly developing countries such as India, the world's third largest emitter, which plans to build more than 440 coal power plants over the next 15 years. Keeping the global temperature rise under 1.5 degrees by the end of this century will require significant increase of renewable energy technology such as solar, wind, and bioenergy technologies as countries shift away from fossil fuels. In Canada, achieving a zero emissions economy will mean industry using renewable sources of energy and capturing carbon. It will also mean building and cars will need to become more efficient. What does a 1.5 degrees Celsius increase means? It means that sea levels could rise to submerged land currently home to 27.4 million people in China, 3.6 million people in Bangladesh, and 13.4 million people in Vietnam. And these are, according to projections by 3 scientists working for Climate Central, a non-profit organization that reports in climate science. In the United States, the homes of 7 million people would be under sea level. In Canada, 540,000 people would be affected. The median local sea level could rise by 2.9 meters in the Vancouver area, above what are now the homes of 295,000 residents. In the Montreal area, the water level would go up by 2.7 meters, affecting 5,000 people. The impact would be even worse in large Asian cities. The homes of 4.2 million people in Shanghai, 4.9 million in Hong Kong, and 1.2 million people in Hanoi would be underwater level. Climate change is causing species in the temperate zone of the northern hemisphere to move northward or higher in elevation. Therefore, it means that each and every one of us have to pay attention to what's happening with climate change and do what we can to limit global emissions and to reduce the use of fossil fuels. This is Beverly John reporting from Afro-Mosaic World Health Watch Centre in Toronto, Ontario.
World Health Watch is brought to you by B&D Claims.
Afro Mosaic Health Guide is brought to you by
Radio Leaf and B&D Claims.
Yeah, 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 oh yeah, yeah, mama, neme, what a beautiful oh yeah, Nimo bimo, I was feeling so sad because I was all alone, was so bad, and there she goes. She touched my heart and said, Ebezina knows to go. Hey, was so glad the way she keeps me smiling. It brings me joy. She proves this loving is real. Within my heart, there's nobody else. Baby, give me your hand. Let me take you away, mommy. See the girl I want marry, no time, no delay. After all the things I've been through, I present my love to you. The girl I want marry, the girl I want marry. See the girl I want carry, now the girl I want marry. Oh Rolando, no mume, oh man changwa, what a beautiful onyinye. So you and I can fly away straight to the sky, just you and I. Girl, I know the lie. Can't you see? You were sent from above, and you know you're my heart and my sweetness. Is this love? I don't know, but I know what I feel.